He got the beat dropping. He got the beat dropping. He got the beat dropping, and we ain't stopping. He got the beat dropping. He got the beat dropping. He got the beat dropping, and we ain't stopping. I'm about to tell you what it's like. All right, here we go. I come to the mall, I hear a clap. I'm looking at the lady, she just slapped. I don't know, I want to get with it. No, I'm just playing, I'm about to spit it. Got D, I got truth. Coming through the market corner, rap booth. We got the mixer, we got the sound. We about to do this thing, it's about to go down. I'm about to pass it.
I'm about to clown. We in the corner rap booth, you know how it goes down.
Oh,
The boy be nice, and you got the keys with the truth, and we ain't nothing right. And we are so amazing, we are so awesome. We come with the amazing grace, and we gonna get laced with the shoe tighten up, and we gonna go through this walk with you. What you wanna do, and we got it ready, dog. I come through ready equal. I'm a hawk, and I'm a boss, and I'm gonna show you what it is. Hey, 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 to you and your kids that say, hey, challenge, we gonna get it in. What you wanna do? Go and tell your friends. You got the key moment. What you want out? About to be nice. That's what I'm talking about. It's the corner. DCP pocket. What you want to do, man? Videos drop it every day, every week. What you heard? Hey, I don't know.
Somebody signing. We hot right now.
we hot right now. This is the corner pocket. We freestyling with y'all.
Hey, hype weak as heck.
We coming with it, man. Thank y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Go ring, ring, ring. We thank y'all for the support. And we got, see, y'all ain't know we got a little bars.
We got some more.
Cause we about to go far. You ain't gonna see me in the bar.
No, you might see me though.
We got bars.
Yeah.
We about to go far. This is a show. We about to get with it. You know, too legit to quit it. And got the MC Hammer pants. No, I wearing shorts with my ashy knees. Yeah, it didn't even rhyme potion. But you know, I'm about to go put on the lotion.
Lotion.
For my knees. I want to say, baby, please.
Cause your knees is about to bleed. They ain't got no moisturizer between the cracks like Mac. Maybe so
My knees are ashy.
Ashy Larry. Ashy knees.
My knees are ashy.
Okay, listen.
My knees are ashy.
Yo, check it. It's your boy named Ashy Knees. I need that lotion on me, please. Yo, my mouth is dry. You see the ash on me? Man, I tell no lie. Ashy Knees.
They really ashy.
Ashy Knees.
They really ashy.
Matter of fact, if he put his hands on his knees, he might get a blister from all that ashy.
He ain't lying. He's for hire. And I can strike a match with my knees and start a fire. Hey, he ain't cutter. I might need a little bottle of cocoa butter. Like, yo. Like, y'all can't see my knees down here. They not like ashtrays, but they kind of like, they white. Oh, he said they ashtrays.
Can I do it today, Keith?
Yes, sir.
Can I do it?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the corner pocket. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know what he was going to do, bro.
DCP, we your boy Nice, your boy Keys, and your boy The Truth. We are DCP, the corner pocket. Yo, hey, continue.
Kibbles and Bits was coming out. I thought that was.
Oh, not shit, man. Not shit, hey, man. But you know what? Kibbles and Bits. Hey, listen, man. We gonna start tagging y'all. Hey, listen, bring the dog food, bring the treat, Kibbles and Bits. We shout y'all out every single show, man. I know somebody that work there that know us, man, that say something to them. Listen, we are Kibbles and Bitch, please rock with us, man.
Rock with us, bro. Come on, man. This man has been shouting y'all out the last 2 months.
The last 2 months, man.
Jeez, man.
I'm going to continue to shout y'all out. Even when y'all do sponsor, I'm still going to say Kibbles and Bitch. Yes, I am.
Y'all know what's funny, though, man? They talking about my knees. I wish we had the camera shot of my knees.
Yeah.
They are...
No, you don't, man. For their sake.
A sign of ashiness is that you're clean, though. You know, the knees are clean.
Or you playing in the dust or something, man.
I was gonna say you can't have. Hey, Nice. This is up your lane. I'm about to say you can't have ashy knees from some. All right, no. I'm not going there.
We are a G-rated show. You can show us on Disney Channel.
Disney Plus. Plus ashy knees.
Ashy knees, boy.
Hey man, how your week been, man? It's really good, man.
I can't even complain, man. I had a good week.
Oh man, hey, we got a surprise for y'all, man. Yeah, man, we got a surprise for them. I can't tell them what, but they'll know when it happens. The surprise. It's been a great week, man. It's been a great day, man. It's always a pleasure seeing y'all hanging out, man. But I saw some weird stuff. I saw. I think we have a new gang in society.
A new gang.
Not Cripper. No Cripper Blood. I think it's Gang G. And actually, they go by CG. And on my route, I saw some Canadian geese, like trying to gang up on a duck. And I thought they all got along, bro. Canadian geese. Like he was like, and I was like, is that the gang sign? Like his little leg went up, bro. Like,
man, geese is something different, man.
Yeah, I'm like, it was like 7 of them and like 2 little ducks. And I'm like, y'all about to like, are y'all saying, hey, this is CG? Duck out? Like, he was like,
they take over your territory, like, ASAP, like, with no questioning. They just gonna just take over.
Just walk out in the street.
Yeah. They hold up traffic and everything, man. Like,
I'll be in my truck.
Does he just sit there and stare at you, bro?
Nah, they like flub their way, get out of the way.
Hey, man, it's funny.
That's stupid, though. You get close to it, they gonna get out of the way, though. But
it's funny. It's so funny because, like, I am like petrified of birds. I'm scared of birds, man. I laugh.
Which one you scared of?
All of them.
Big bird?
Any bird, anything that look like this. Bird. I'm scared of birds.
He said he's scared of birds.
Like, it's funny, man. Like, I laugh too because the way I'll be reacting. It is funny to me because I'm goofy for one. But I'm really scared of birds, man. But my wife has sent me this video on Facebook the other day.
Oh, snap.
Like the lady or dude or whoever was walking on this little log to the other little island, right?
Right.
And he made it over there, and this big old geese came out of nowhere, man. He like, he bopped him, man, and the geese got knocked out. Oh! And my wife was like, that's you up there. You dang right. I knocked that mother out.
Dang, bro.
He up. The geese to sleep. He come to sleep.
He's like, Bob, legs up. Was the geese like on his back with his legs up?
It just fell out the way. It didn't get back up. You see it fly or something. He put that thing to sleep.
I don't know, man. To me, man, it seems like those geese, they got those jailhouse eyes.
Yeah.
You know, like, when I say jailhouse eyes, if y'all watch like the shows Locked Up and the like confined shows when they're in jail, they got like this look in their eyes, and I feel like the geese got those looks. And bro, the way they looked at the duck was just like, and he's like, ah! I'm like, it's 7 against 2, bro. Come on, bro.
Geese are some straight up bullies, man.
Yeah, man.
Maybe like you be in a car, you hit one, and like $100 fine or something.
Yeah.
It's just fun. I'm about to walk out the street. Like,
yeah, man.
I didn't even see him. It was dark. Yeah, he's roadkill.
Yeah, he stuck his neck out, got popped.
Right.
I mean,
speaking of like videos and stuff, man. I sent them a video over the week, man. It was something disturbing.
I didn't even eat that day.
Hold on. Are you talking about the one girl?
Oh, man. So, check this out, man. We might put the link in the description, but I'm going to tell y'all about it. YouTube a video.
I don't think about
this lady.
Take your time, Doc. Oh, hey, if y'all eating right now, stop eating.
Put your food down.
Put your food down.
I apologize in advance.
Oh,
put that in the
God.
notes, in the description. Do not eat.
Do not,
Till after.
I think we might put that, like, discretion is advised. Please do not eat right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, dude.
So this lady, they showed the lady, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm sitting right here right now, waiting for my husband to get home." And she's in front of her door, so I kept watching. And then she was like squatting. So I'm like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm
like lifting weights, squatting."
No, she was like squatting, like she was pooping in a big old pot. Yeah, pooping in a pot or whatever. Because she found her husband was cheating on her.
Put my hood on
with somebody down the street. So she was pooping in the pot, right? And she pooped a whole lot, went in the kitchen, everybody exposed to it. They're saying how bad it smelled, and just, and she puts water in it. So then
in her poop?
In that pot. So now you got poop and water and probably pee in this pot. So when dude comes home,
not one.
Yeah, man.
Protein shake.
So when dude come home, they on the window like, yeah, he's home. And he gets to the door and she throws it like on him and stuff. And he throws the one and closed the door. And then this dude was trying to run and open the door, almost slipped and fell. He had a big old thing of poop on it. It is disgusting, man. Like, man. So, but it's like, I'm just trying to think. Okay, yes, cheating is bad, but
that's just a total
that's
disrespect.
Yeah, man, that's like worse than getting spit on. I think, man.
That's on the same level as that slap when you slap somebody.
Yeah, man. Like,
that might be even worse.
Human feces,
yeah,
I mean, like urine thrown on you.
Yeah, like she really was just sitting there, like.
I mean, isn't that assault? I mean, isn't it
that could be considered assault.
Yeah.
I think it can be, bro.
That's just grounds to get beat up. I mean, I don't care. I mean, you tell her don't put your hands on someone that you just assaulted me. Now I'm in fear of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm punching in the mouth.
I've heard of hot grits been thrown on people, but not hot wet poop. He says a hush. Yeah, hush.
And then, like, why would you record that and put that on the internet?
That's a criminal offense, man.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of clout are you trying to get? You know what I mean? I mean, like, that's not something I want to be known for. That's the doo-doo-doo right there.
Yeah. For real, man. Like, you never be accepted ever again in society. Yeah. And, like, you know, and then, like, I understand, like, this, you know, it's levels to women being scorned.
Yeah.
But, my God, man, like, what did you do for her to do that? Like, you were cheating, but what exactly was you? Who you cheating with? Or man, that's nasty.
I think I'd rather you try to shoot or stab me. Something.
Yeah.
Get the gun. Get the 12 gauge.
Yeah, man. Bleach my clothes or something, or break my TV. But you throwing your stuff. Oh,
that's just what we
hey, nice. Did you hear? He said, "No, not the doo-doo. Get the knife.
Eat the 12 gauge. Shoot me, please.
Not the boo-boo. No."
That's just like I got it. You shoot me with a shotgun, I'm gone right there. And the boo-boo's gonna scar me for my life.
Yeah, like I can't even be her friend or even her family.
That's just like we're going downtown with the proof on me. Like, man, we signed these papers. She even doo-dooed on the ground.
Yeah, literally. You got.
You see the stain right here? Like,
you got blank word with an ed at the end on.
Hey man, I bet you they can smell him a mile away too.
Literally, man.
Here comes Doodoo Man. You know what, man? That takes me into our segment about we did relationships part 1, and I talked to a couple of people that tuned in. They was like, "Y'all got to do a part 2. Y'all got to go more deeper into that." Yeah. He's like, "I touched on the 5 love languages, but what does that really entail?" And so, you know, I was like, I'm wondering why some of these things are happening in relationships, and maybe you guys can attest to it, past relationships or even in your current. You know, keep it to a point where you ain't got to sleep on the couch, but I'm sure y'all can attest to it. But I think sometimes, man, when we enter into new things, we bring past baggage in. Yeah. You know, the baggage of comparison, or because you got treated this way from that past person, you automatically got the verdict out on a new one. You don't even give them a chance to like do right by you. You automatically assume, oh, he did this, oh, he did that. Already. Matter of fact, I'm gonna throw an alley-oop. It's almost like, oh, he cheated or they cheated, and so they're gonna do it again. It's like this is a whole different person, and I'm like, sometimes like if you don't handle your stuff before you get into something new, you're gonna bring that doo-doo with you. And we just said the doo-doo. That was a great segue into like baggage. Like baggage. I said baggage. Baggage can smell like doo-doo, man. Like it can stink up your new stuff. Like, what do y'all think? Like the importance of not bringing like baggage from your past into a new relationship.
That's very important. If I'm bringing in my baggage, excuse me, from a previous relationship and going into a new one, that's not fair to them. So now I'm expecting them to do this and that. When they're not even like that, right? You know, and you know what I'm saying. Like, you shouldn't even have that thought. I mean, you can have it back there, but you shouldn't even have that thought going into something new. Like, okay, don't be going there expecting, well, you about to go and be gone for hours. Where was you at? Yeah, actually at work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or who you texting, man? Oh, it say Aunt Jolinda. It really is Aunt Jolinda. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's very important. Because you can miss out on the good thing. Yeah. Because you keep thinking about old packages, cargo and all that, but you got some new furniture right in front of you, man. But you making it old already or keeping it dirty because you still relying on that old sofa, got that spring that's jumping out. You know what I'm saying? You sit down or don't even rock no more. The rocking chair don't even rock no more.
Get rid of it, man. No more sitting on it anymore. I think you can destroy someone that way, man. Like, you know, bringing old baggage, you know, you keep putting that in them, you can destroy someone's character. Like say you can keep how do you say that? I'm trying to think of the right word, but you can destroy someone's character. You know what I'm saying? Like bringing old baggage in and constantly putting that on them. You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah.
You know, like you wanna get rid of that baggage. You wanna make sure like my relationship. I made sure that nothing in my past is affecting my future. You know, my current relationship. Right. I know there's a difference between red flags and baggage. You know what I mean? Because you know, like you may be with someone and they may do some things that's similar. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're not the same person. You know what I mean? So a lot of people like start raising red flags. Right now, like I said before, one of the segments, like you continue to, you know, see that coming from a person that something you dealt with in a past relationship, that could be a red flag. You see what I'm saying? But you got to know, like, this my old relationship isn't my new one. So I'm, you know, like, okay, there's a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. Like a lot of women and men do similar things.
Right.
Because we're men and women and women. So, but that's not something that you should bring your past relation into. Hold on now. I went through this in my last relationship. You know what I mean? You know, communicate. Say, hey, you know, like, is this something you do? Because, you know, like, you know, I dealt with something similar in my past relationship. You got to know how to handle this stuff. Don't just come throwing stuff on people like, so, just like my ex. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, don't do that, man. Like, and if you can't do that, you need to seek some help. You know what I'm saying? Go out, get out the house, calm yourself down, and come back and talk. You know what I'm saying? But you have to deal with that baggage because you can damage someone. You know what I mean? Even if you have a relationship work out, you might damage them to the point of no return. And then they're going to miss blessings because they won't trust nobody anymore. So it's really important to deal with that baggage.
I like how you said that, man. I don't think y'all probably thought of this, man. Sometimes when you bring that old stuff in, you bring that same spirit.
Yeah.
And then you wind up having you got Tyrone, but you still got the spirit of Terrence in that arena. You know, you got Sean, but you still got Steve's spirit. Right. Because like you didn't resolve those issues from the past, you just bringing them to the current. Right. And you know, it's that dangerous thing about soul ties. Mm-hmm. That's like past baggage. Like multiple people you messed around with, you haven't gave your spirit a moment to cleanse itself. You're just bringing that spirit into the new relationship, and then you have that spirit of like, well, he used to do it like this, like she did this. Well, I'm not her, I'm not him. So like, don't expect me to. I'm not them. I'm something different. So like, I may not cook the way they cook. I may not do that thing the way they do that thing. Like, this is me, and so like, we have to stop expecting our new to do what the old did. It's old for a reason. You know, it got thrown out for a reason. It's an X for a reason. The exit stage right. So this is something new. You know, it's like during when the seasons change, like leaves fall off trees. Why? To make room for the new leaves coming in the new season. You know,
wait for that. You know, keeping it up. You know, maybe it's over with.
And like when the old leaves drop, what do? We rake them up and put them on the curb so they can get taken to the trash, or we burn them up. Like, you know. Not to say like you got to just like condemn and crucify this ex person. No, you're with a new person, so you have a new mindset to focus on what's going to work for this new person. Like what I did in the old may not work for this new. You get what I'm saying? So like we have to be careful. Like all old things cannot go into the new season. Like all old things cannot come with you in your new season. Old friends cannot come with you in your new season, because if they were detrimental to your relationship back then, they're gonna be detrimental currently.
That's so true. It's you know what I mean? Outdated. You know what I mean? Like when you build a house, like you got an old house, a lot of old stuff got to go because it don't fit up with the new code and stuff like that. So you got to get rid of that, or your house ain't gonna function.
Or if your foundation is weak, you got to get a new foundation.
Exactly. Or it's gonna fall and crumble.
New crew.
Now, one thing you said something about that caught my attention was soul ties. Getting rid of, how would someone like break soul ties? How do you do that? Like, what's your opinion on that?
You want to go first?
Think about it.
I mean, that's pretty good, man. Soul tie. How do you break it? Well, actually, soul tie is a real thing too, man. So you have to. For me, I know. For me, I just have to like constantly tell myself like this is the wrong soul.
Whoa. Yeah. Can you say that again?
Yeah. I have to constantly tell myself this is the wrong soul. if I'm sitting here hurting, if my soul is hurting and if my whole everything is hurting, this ain't the song I'm supposed to be in. Or if I'm feeling very uncomfortable for the things you want me to do or not do, this ain't the soul. My soul should be intertwined with, my other soul, which is my wife. I mean, our soul is good together. Like, you know what I mean? We good. I shouldn't have to be wondering, okay, my soul feels good, but then her soul is connecting to Robert that's down the street.
Yeah.
Luther staying in her inbox.
Big Luther or little Luther?
Right.
Little Luther. Then you got the homeboy Joseph at the job, her work husband. You know what I mean? Like, and your soul, shoot, like you gotta make sure your soul is really in tune, because you can mess your own self up with that, and you're going through like some deep depression or doing some dramatic life changes, knowing dang well like you come in here with black hair today, and then tomorrow your hair look like lime green with a dash of blue, a dash of some made up color.
He said Skittles.
Taste the rainbow.
You know what I'm saying? Look like, you know what I mean? Something that look like a bruised leopard or something, man.
I can't.
I
can't, bro.
So,
I can't say bruised leopard. I mean, you said something interesting, D. Is this the right soul?
Mm-hmm.
I would go even deeper. You know how like someone could probably relate if they're on drugs or addicted to porn, an addiction.
Yeah.
I think a soul tie is like a form of addiction. Like you have to detox, meaning get it out your thought process. Stop hanging around that person. Stop conversating with that person. You have to detox yourself, man. And I think like being in a new environment when you're not around the old creates new thoughts.
Yeah.
Creates new opportunities to kind of like detox those thoughts out. Right. Now, especially if it was an unhealthy, toxic soul tie, like it's good for you to get that out of your system because it's going to contaminate the next person. Yeah. You know, it's going to show up. It always says it rears its like back end. You know what I mean? And I always say like, you know, unresolved issues are like little piles. You sweep them under the rug. And you just keep sweeping them on the rug, and you got this mountain under this rug, and you're like, where did this come from? And it's from like years and years of unresolved issues, baggage that you brought in.
Okay, so I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead, bro.
Carl, you saying it comes from years of with unresolved issues. So I want to piggyback off of that real quick. If you're in a relationship or if you're married, now we all done fell victim, so ain't nobody perfect. This question I'm about to ask. Is it okay to look for comfort outside of your relationship or marriage from somebody personally that you know or work with? Yeah, that you work with or
ooh, that's deep.
Like we all done fell victim. You know what I mean? Somehow, some way we have. Because nobody's perfect. And, you know, I fell victim a few times. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. I went and told someone of the opposite sex, like, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, I was like, well, why did I didn't go tell them, okay, so how I was feeling instead of, you know what I'm saying, going to go look for somebody else. So, I mean, like, what was y'all's opinion? What's y'all think, man?
For me, go ahead, D.
No, go ahead.
I was thinking, like, you know, there's cause and effects to certain things. And, no, I'm not condoning, like, you should not go confide in the opposite sex because that can be dangerous. Especially when you don't know the other person's intentions. Because some people take that vulnerability and that place of weakness and try to take advantage of it and exploit it. And I think for me, you can not justifying why this stuff happens, but we're talking about relationships, like the cause and effect of things. Like use like, why can I like talk to my spouse about that or my partner about that? If you can't get through, sometimes if someone is showing you that attention that you're lacking, you tend to fall victim for that. You know what I mean? Not to say that you're maliciously, some people maliciously are going out there being playboys, maliciously going out there getting side chicks and doing what they're doing. That's your thing. That's your cup of tea. That's your cup of tea. I'm good. But you can find yourself, you know, the old saying, what you won't do, somebody else will. Like if you don't provide that space and opportunity for communication between you and your partner, and they're not feeling like you're receiving it or you're not taking them like seriously or you're taking them for granted, like you're brushing it once again under the rug, you're just like, you're just tripping, you're complaining. like sooner or later, like someone's going to get their ear, someone's going to want to get their attention, and they're going to listen to them because you failed to listen. Like this is both sides, male to female, female to male. You fail to listen to your woman, you fail to listen to your man. So somebody comes around without the intentions of stealing your man or your woman, but they're just there to listen. Like I believe, like most of the time we fall victim to these traps. It's not a sexual thing; it's a communicational thing. Like lack of communication at home. Like, hey, you're not talking to me. You haven't talked to me in weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeffrey in the lunchroom did.
Right.
Or Sally on the route did. Like, but you didn't. I come home, it's a total stranger.
Yeah.
And so we have to be careful and mindful that we're making time and space for grace. You got to give your partner grace to grow, space for grace to be able to, one, they have to feel like you're not going to snap out and explode. Mm-hmm. Like, you should be able to listen without, this is a key thing. Stop listening to react and respond, but listen to gain understanding. Most of the time, we make mistakes because we're so quick to respond and react that we miss what they're saying. Right. And so then they're turned off from talking to you. But Steve, he's listening to understand. Yeah. And she's like, well, then Derek at home, he's going to explode and react. At least Steve understands, which an emotional soul tie, that's a hard to know thing.
But you also got to learn how to present that, though. Because you can say it, and it can be terrible, and then you wonder why Derek don't want to listen to you at home. But then you come into Steve at work, well, you know, but you at home, no, shut up. So it's like, okay, well, you got to make sure that you present how you're feeling to a way, like you said, as far as understanding. Mm-hmm. If you come to me and you say it wrong or something, I don't understand nothing you just told me. Yeah. You can't sit here and say, you don't understand. Yeah, you're right, I don't. Because you're always yelling or you're always putting me down.
I think timing is key, too. Like, you just got off of work. It's not a good time to talk. Yeah. You just woke up. It's not if you're hungry, you know, if it was just an argument. Yeah. I would say test the environment, man. Make sure the environment is a positive atmosphere before you, or go out in public. Ain't nobody gonna show out at the dinner table in public. You ain't gonna act a fool, Red Lobster. You think they will? No, they will.
I've seen videos of people showing out.
You should not be showing out in public. You would think you would act a fool.
Real life at Chuck E. Cheese party, man.
I seen that too, man.
I seen something. I was actually at a party in real life, man. I mean, I was at a party, and the party next to us at the argument, man. And the dude invited his girlfriend, but the baby's mom said don't invite her. Invite her anyway, and they told her that. Yeah, it was at Chuck E. Cheese, man.
And now, why would you do that? But you know, you don't do stuff like that.
You know, and the funny part about the whole thing about it, when they was fighting, man, I was like, oh shoot. So I ran over there, right? They thought I was going to go break it up. I was going to get the coins. It was the coins on the ground. So my kids, you know what I'm saying? Here we go, man. I was going to get these coins, man. I told you, I'm my bitch. I'm grabbing these coins so we can play these games. Shoot.
That soul tie stuff is important, man. To break, you know what I mean? Like, and I believe that soul ties start with sex. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a way for you to become soul tied. And I think it starts with sex, you know what I mean? And you start having sex, now you're soul tied. And depending on how it is, you know what I mean, it's probably hard to break those soul ties. So it's like, how do you, I think you have to really, like, seek the Lord, you know, some spiritual, you know, guidance to break that.
Right. But here's the thing, though. What if, you said the soul ties is involved with sex, but what if you got those, okay, your Monday sex drive, your Wednesday sex drive. Like, what if you just got just the roundabouts, man? Like,
you got a bunch of souls on it.
That's what you're saying. Like, it's a whole soul talk with all the people you just you just mess with just on occasion type stuff.
Spirits, and you know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
I think it does happen with sex too, but I think like emotionally you get attached to somebody for you to get to the sex. It's like,
I think that's different. It's so tied emotionally, you know, emotionally gets you there. Now when you start having sex, now you're so tied.
Now you there.
You know
so, I got a feeling people on that one when they watch the film, like, no, I ain't have no emotions or I ain't have no feelings. I mean, they probably think that, but I mean, if you kept going back, you have something.
Yeah, because
even
like,
if you're having
yeah,
sex and you're not emotionally there, you still created a soul tie.
Yeah.
You know
you're
what
still
I mean?
there.
Yeah, I mean, so you're tied to this person.
And like what I
Sex
mean
was
by emotionally, it's like the mental.
yeah.
Like in your mind, you already formed this connection, whether through conversation or just hanging out, which led to the sexual soul tie, what you were saying. So like you did have an emotional mental connection before you did it. Like you thought about it, and then you act on it. Like let's just be honest. Like it's the old saying that the old timers in church would say, like you thought the sin before you acted the sin. You premeditatedly sinned. Like you thought it out. You thought about I'm gonna sneak here and do this, and hopefully I don't get caught at this time, and her mom ain't gonna be home at this time. Y'all know how we used to do. Like back in the day, like you just worried about being caught. Now you got to worry about catching something.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Back in the days, like your mom going, "What time?" Okay, they go to bed at what time? So you trying not to get caught.
Yeah.
Now they don't care if they get caught. You just scared about catching something.
Because you're gonna catch an STD or a baby.
Right.
Yeah. So
It's gonna be a
boyfriend that you didn't know about.
hey, I saw that, man. I saw a video clip of a girl that invited her dude to the job and to confront another guy. And this guy had braids and he had on black Air Force Ones with no socks. And he had tattoos. And they said if the dude got black Air Force Ones with tattoos and braids with no socks, he gonna get it in. Yeah. And this guy that was from was like, get him together. And so this boyfriend comes to confront this dude and gets slammed like 3 times, suplexed by the coworker like 3 times in front of the girl. Get him together. Won't. Not condoning violence, but I'm just saying, like, dude, I was like, yo, he came to protect his girl and he needed the protecting.
She ran on with the Air Force One, dude.
Yeah, she probably did. She was pregnant.
Socks.
She was pregnant.
Man. So she was pregnant. He had on some Air Force One with no socks.
The coworker had on the Air Force Ones. The boyfriend came up with a T-shirt and jeans and looked like some XJ900s. I can't confirm
but
that.
the coworker won though.
The coworker, he won, bro.
Well, he probably had the power of Ash. The Ashy knees, man. I mean, all that ash was built up, man. So,
y'all remember Mike Tyson? Black shorts, no undies, black shoes, no socks, and the white towel. Yeah. That was dude, bro. Black Air Force Ones, no socks.
Look at the shoes, like Air Force One. Hey, bro, do you have any socks on?
So hold on, bro. And that bad dude probably has some creases in him too, man. So he really was upset.
Yeah. He literally did, and this was the key, bro. He had the braids, the Air Force One. He said, "Hey, man, hold my hoodie." He told the dude to hold the hoodie. I said, "Give him a cell phone." Took everything off.
He had time to do all that, and dude just watch him do that.
The boyfriend watched him do that.
Try to sneak one real quick while he,
you know what I mean, while he's taking off his shirt.
I'm from the hood, D. I'm not fighting the dude with the Air Force Ones, bro.
I told my girl like, I would told dude, you got her, man. You ain't got no socks on. Right. You know what I mean? Crazy, we go to court. I'll pay some charges.
And he had a hype man. Get them together. I was like, yo.
That's embarrassing. You know, just see yourself on the internet getting slammed, like, you know,
3 times, bro. He's like,
and this is always everybody can see it, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, me, you know, I try my best to avoid stuff today because people are just recording anything, man. And like I said, stuff like that can make or break a human being, man. You just constantly see, and then they making memes of it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that's just.
Like, I remember like that meme with Nate Robinson. I seen it on so many things, man.
He has disappeared. I don't know about Nate.
Me neither, bro.
Nate Robinson now, man.
He been touring like other NBA players' cribs. He got a little show like NBA cribs. Man, I want to touch on something else, man. I want to get your opinion on this. I'll chime in after y'all done. What y'all think about, like, this is such thing called forgiving but not forgetting. And I think sometimes, like, we forgive people, but we don't forget.
Yeah.
And to a point, I feel like you shouldn't forget because you learned a lesson. But if you don't, per se, over time, get that out your mind, I think that it can have a negative effect on you. Like, if you don't forget, like, this person did this to you or this person did you wrong, but you forgave them, like, how does that play into your future? Like, if you forgive, but you don't forget, and you just keep constantly replaying what you forgave somebody for.
Well, I think the problem is when you keep repaying it. I mean, like, you're never going to forget. Like, anything that happens to you in this life, good or bad, you're always going to remember it because that's how the mind works. Just how you handle it, how you deal with that situation. You know what I mean? Like if like my wife do something, I forgive her. Forgive her for it. It's gonna be in my mind that like, okay, you done. I can't forget that you done this. And then depending on how serious it is how it's going to affect me, whether it's something small, or something big.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to learn how to. You need to get some help for that. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to deal with it and compress it. Get it. You forgave is the start. Okay, so now you can't forget. Learn how you got to deal with that. When it comes up. You know what I mean? Like, well, how are you going to react when similar situations come up and you start remembering what happened when you hit me in the head with the front end? You know what I mean? That ain't really happened to me though, but
Yeah,
I think it did happen.
It did happen.
Your flashbacks
with some Crisco in that mug.
You'll never be the same, but you know what I mean? Like,
we here for you, brother.
It's your support group, bro. We here, bro.
It's just
you got your,
he be sweating.
He forgot.
We didn't figure it out.
Every time I'm right, man. Think about this.
Hey, dude.
I wonder, man. We didn't figure it
Nice,
out.
he ain't forgot. You should be playing that mug.
Now I dream about frying pan.
I swear, well, me and Keith been sitting here, man, like trying to figure out why you be sweating, man. Like all the episodes, then on the 9th episode, we didn't figure out why you sweating.
Oh, episode 9.
Episode 9.
Jeez.
But you have to learn how to get help for that stuff, man. Or like it's going to affect you and feel like affect your relationship. You keep constantly bringing up. Well, I thought you forgave me.
Right.
I didn't forgive
right.
you, but I ain't forget. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So you gotta learn how to balance that stuff, man.
Like for me, man, like I said, it has to depend on the severity of why I'm forgiving you.
Right.
Like why am I going to forgive you? And then, I mean, I don't never forget because somehow, some way, it might be years later, you find a way to do the same thing you didn't mean to do a couple of years ago. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sorry. Man, I knew it was coming. I'm saying the season change. I knew it was coming. Like. Yeah. So I know for me, like, it's very important that I do that because now I just knows how to move around you. You know what I mean? How can we move together? Or while you on step 1, I'm already on step 5. I'm just keep you on step 1.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and then like you said, man, you gotta get some help on how to handle that, man. That's a personal thing. Like, everybody's different. I know as far as me, as far as the severity of how you did me or something, I got people I used to be cool with or cut completely off.
Yeah.
I'm done with you. Like, it's a wrap. You know, getting too many changes. It's completely over, man. Like,
that's how you gotta do with people. You gotta some people like you do certain stuff like I gotta cut you off. This is it. But how about cheating and forgiving? How would you handle that? How well do y'all deal? I don't know if you ever how do you deal with the cheating, forgiving, and forgetting?
Before I cut you into it, because I know you about to go.
I got something to say.
I want to say this because I felt it in my spirit, bro. Because like it's a segue into him. Like, we about to cut him loose. He off the leash. I wanted to touch on something. So like, I asked you that question. It was kind of like a trick question. Like, I believe for me, like when you forgive someone, you truly forgive someone. That means you no longer beat them over the head for what they did wrong to you.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times in relationships, when we forgive our partners or our spouses, we tend to beat them over the head to remind them, to keep them captive or keep them prisoner over what they did. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so, like, of course, you don't want to forget what happened because you learn a lesson, you gain experience from that. But I think sometimes we can abuse because I forgave you. I have the right to beat you now over what you did and constantly remind you when I feel like it of what you did. And I'm like, that's not true forgiveness. So when you truly forgive to help you deal with that and move on, it's like, okay, I let this person off the hook. I've healed from the hurt. I'm going to remember what happened so I may see signs that so it won't happen again to me. I remember that preview to that movie. I've seen that before. But forgiveness means, for me, and maybe y'all can apply it to your relationship, is like if you truly forgave your partner or someone, you now relinquish your rights to beat them over the head and remind them of what they did to you. You know, that's true forgiveness. Kind of like with God, when he forgives us, it's casting this here unforgiveness. Like, he doesn't remind you of the wrong you did. Like, your friends or church folks will remind you of what you've done. But, like, you are called to be differently. So if you've truly forgiven someone or your partner and you want freedom inside of your relationship, you now relinquish rights of beating them over the head of what they've done. If you forgave Dave for breaking the remote, you cannot remind him over and over again that he broke this remote. Or if you forgave D for, let's just say we're about to flow into cheating or something.
Right.
You cannot continue to remind him that's what he did. You forgave him. You released him out of prison. But I'm about to segue into this. Dave said he got some shite to say about the cheating. Go ahead, dog.
For me, cheating, when you cheat, man, like, there's no severity, there's nothing about it, man. The trust is gone. I would never be able to trust. I don't care if you just emotionally cheating or physically cheating. Or you can cheat emotionally.
Yeah.
You know, so, for me, cheating is not good. And it's like an instant no for me because, okay, I've been through relationships where I walked in on something. I walked in on it. I seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't walk in where, or I didn't be cheated on to the point where I got a phone call from another person saying, "Hey, I was with so and so," and described their whole entire room, the birthmark on them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
yeah. So
That's deep.
when you know what I mean? Like, and I even tried to cheat to see how to be a cheater, and it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I got caught like immediately, man. Like, this
it's
is
not
like.
you, bro.
It is like when Jurassic Park, the very first Jurassic Park came out, and Northland Mall movie theater was still open.
Oh, yeah,
and,
that's a
Oh, a long time,
I-
bro.
Yeah, I told this girl I was sick, man. I took the other girl to the movies, go see Jurassic Park, but then the girl who I probably sick with walked right on in. The girl took it as well as us, and yeah, but yeah, so
Jurassic Park.
yeah, Jurassic Park ruined my life of being a cheater. Thanks, Jurassic Park. So you know, but
You
I
take
just
a girl to the movies to see Jurassic
yeah,
Park.
Jurassic Park, bro.
Yeah, I was watching the girl told I was sick, man, and the other girl, and then she walked in.
Did
I'm
you
like,
get
oh.
caught on the scene when T-Rex broke down the fence?
No, no. So like,
Oh, there you are.
well, that's what I felt like, but my heart did when I seen her drop. Cause when I see she walked in the door like, "Oosh," like, that's what it felt. I can't say that.
I wasn't ready.
So, are you feeling better, Dave? So yeah, but
I'm sick now. I see
I'm
you.
definitely sick now, man. I'm ready to pass out. Like, but yeah, man. So like, now people have said to me that there's levels of cheating and stuff, man. Like, oh, I wouldn't
Yeah.
leave if you did this, that type of cheating, that type. Maybe I'm different. I gotta go because I can't trust you no more, man. Like, I can't. My trust there is gonna be gone. Like, I don't care if you do show me you how much you did won an award, the annual Nobel Peace Prize for trusting. No, you cheated on me, man. 5 years ago, I still don't trust you, man.
Dr.
Like,
Green trust. You
yeah.
I think that's the thing that people don't even realize, and you need to discuss. Like, you have to ask yourself, especially before you get married people, what's the worst thing your partner can do that you would still stay? Like, what's the worst thing they can do to you, and you got remember, you love them unconditionally, which means there's no conditional love attached. That means you love them no matter what.
You know,
What can they do?
That would be a great question to ask.
What can they do?
Love hip hop.
Yeah, what can your she's still there too.
Still there, man.
And he had a baby on his side. She's still there. But what's the worst thing your partner can do to you? But you have so much love that it wouldn't cause you to leave. And like, I've known some people that have overcome like cheating in like relationships and marriages, and they're still thriving. You know what I mean? Even you see it on TV. You see it. I mean, let's be honest, like Will and Jada, they're pulling through that thing. And, you know, that's a whole nother topic. But still, you see people overcome that. So you have to ask yourself, do I have enough love or even grace that if my partner did that, like, I'm able to still forgive and stay with them? And that's like a personal thing. Everybody has their own journey with that. And it's like, I always say this, put yourself in the other person's shoes. What if you did that?
Can't fit it. Sorry.
Like, what if you did that? You know what I mean? Like, what if you were the one found guilty of that? Would you want them to throw you to the side or give you another shot?
That's true.
That's
You know what I
deep,
mean?
man.
That's like
on that one.
two sides to the coin. Like, I'm always gonna be neutral. I'm not. We are guys, and we always gonna give y'all like, y'all mostly feel like it's a guy perspective. A friend of mine's like, you know, y'all need to have a female on the show. And I was like, bro, how did you like relationship part one? He was like, oh, y'all hit all the areas. I was like, because we're neutral. Like, I'm gonna always be neutral. I'm gonna vouch for the females. I'm gonna vouch for the men. And so I'm gonna go for the flip side. Like, I gotta think like, dang, what if I did what she did to me? Like, would I want her to still keep me and forgive me and accept me?
And they said it depends on the severity
Yeah.
of what it is. You know what I mean? Like, there's an alternate.
Because there's a difference between a mistake and a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you've done it like once, y'all moved past twice. I don't know. You did, but 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Like my man ain't stopping, bro. He ain't stopping.
But see, my thing was as far as a mistake is because first you thought about it, so you already cheated because you thought about it.
Yep.
So then you do the mistake. I'm sorry, I'm just different. I'm sorry, I can't rock with you because you done thought about it, you done planned it out.
Yeah.
You
went through with it.
Yeah, man.
Because like marriage is like that's another level from like boyfriend girlfriend. Like now you made this commitment. Like I always tell people the difference between like boyfriend and girlfriend and a marriage. You made a commitment. You ain't signed a contract. Yeah. Like you think about sports, they sign contracts. They can break them. Like a commitment is something that can't be broken. Like you're not supposed to break it. I mean, of course, there's unforeseen events. Like that can cause you to break that. Like I'm not condoning somebody to be in an abusive relationship, physically, emotionally, spiritually, or physically, or like that's just not common sense. Or like in some cases, Dave is correct. Like cheating, like if it keeps happening or happening, you can't handle that. Some people get divorced because of that. Like everybody's cup of tea is everybody's cup of tea. You know what I mean?
You keep cheating.
That's a lifestyle. It's not a mistake.
A mistake is when I'm playing PlayStation and I got it on pause and you come through and cut it off. So that's a mistake.
You be mad for sure.
Yeah.
Be upset.
Because I never judge people because like you never know what you are capable of doing at your weakest moment. Yeah. If you're in that position that let's say your partner was in and they wound up messing up, you know what I mean? What would you do in that situation? We can't say like, no, I wouldn't do that. We don't know. Right. At your lowest moment, what are you capable of? Like, we don't honestly know.
Right.
And so, like, I'm very like, I don't know. For me, man, I think it hurts worse for guys for it to happen to us.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like we, you know what I mean? Like women are kind of like, all right, it hurts them too. But it's like the end of the world for us. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think we take it a lot more harder, but still. We're not condoning it. We don't agree with it, but there's reasons why that stuff happens.
It's just like you cheat. Like I said, I would look at you differently, especially with sex. It's just like you just followed yourself with someone else, and it's just both sides, like men or women. You know what I mean? Like it's like I just can't get down with that. I had a homie back in the day, man. He was messing with some chick. He had just met her. You know what I'm saying? He went in the room and had sex with her. Come out and ask me if I want to get down. I'm like, man, I'm not getting down with that after you, bro. Yeah. Like, this is nasty. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing if I didn't know, you come out like, nah, bro, I don't want to get down with that. I don't even know how we got on that, just that came out. But cheating, I don't know, man. It's just, I can't really, I can forgive for that, but just forget it. I want to look at you the same. It's like, okay, now you don't let some other man get into you. Now you assault.
I think you said something powerful earlier, D. It takes God to help you get through that.
Yeah.
Like, because like it's humanly impossible to look at a person that does that to you. Yeah. And like look at them with forgiving eyes and loving eyes and like kind of move past that. It takes God, man. Like, because it's humanly impossible, and it takes God to be in your life to help you. All right, you made a mistake, and like someone once told me this, like in life, if you rewind your tape, how many mistakes have you made? How many times have you messed up? Is your record clean? Right. So just because they cheated, you may have lied and stole. Right. Or just because they cheated, you may have killed somebody. Not just like physically, but with your words in your mouth. Mm-hmm. So like when I last checked, like sin is sin. And like we've all been found guilty every now and then. You know what I mean? So like when I last checked, I think the Bible says that we don't forgive, we won't be forgiven. Right. Stuff like that. So I want my record clean, man. Like, I'm not going to hold it over your head. Of course, it's going to hurt. Right. But I'm like, man, life is too short for me to be dwelling on something that happened in the past. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Right. We're going to have to do a relationship part 3, man. Because, it's more stuff, man. And Dave Nice came up with this topic, man. He's like, hey, man, we need to go deeper, man. Because, I encountered some stuff and I want to, touch on some stuff. Yeah. I'm like, characters going to be remaining anonymous. But, he was just saying, it's just certain stuff that we need to pay attention to, man. And, like we said before, man, we got a surprise for y'all, man. And, you know what I mean? Definitely, this is episode 9, man. Hit that like button.
Man, I believe we had 9 episodes already.
9, bro. Man. 9,
we
bro.
just started. It seems like we come a long way already.
Episode 9, bro. And like, man, it's crazy, man. Like, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so it will ding when y'all know we are on live. We got a surprise for y'all coming up. We just want y'all to be blessed, man. Like, I know y'all hear that beat. My man D Nice made that beat.
I made it on a little launchpad thing, man.
Launchpad app. I like that, bro. Yeah. I might be able to add this to that though.
DCP.
Get them ashy knees.
Them ashy knees.
Get them ashy knees.
Ashy knees. Lotion, please. DCP.
Get them
Lotion,
ashy
please.
knees.
DCP. The corner pocket don't mean the 8 ball.
Ashy knees. Peace.